Hi, my name is John, and I'm going to show you how to set up a ticketing system in ClickUp for customer support or technical support or whatever kind of support you need. So to get started, if you don't yet have a ClickUp account, in the description of this video, click the link and you'll head over to ClickUp, create an account, and you'll be all set up. So once you have an account, one thing to note is in order to use all the features shown in this video, you're going to need to make sure that you have a business plan on your account. So to do that, you're going to go to your profile picture once signed into ClickUp in the top right. You're going to go to settings, go to billing, and within billing, you're going to scroll down and you're going to click on the business and you're going to upgrade for business. And if you don't yet have billing, it might be different on the side. It might say upgrade instead, depending if you don't yet have a paid plan. So keep that in mind if you can't find it. Once your workspace is on the billing plan, you're all set. You'll notice it says email, ClickUp, custom task IDs, ClickUp, form view, and automations. All these are different features that we're going to use to build out a pretty simple little ticketing system in ClickUp, which can be very handy. In my workspace, you'll see that I created a space here called ticketing system. In this space, or to create this space, I just clicked the plus sign here, and I gave it a name of ticketing system. And I went through all the steps, created that space. So you can call this whatever you want. I recommend something like ticketing system or whatever, just so that it's easy to understand what it's doing. So under that, I clicked the plus sign on the space, and I created a new list. The list I called customer support. And in this list, I created a form view by clicking the plus view icon here. I went down to form and I clicked add form. It created a form view here, which you can see the form view has two different tabs. It has the viewing tab and it has the editing tab. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove all of these and I'm going to start from scratch just to show you exactly how you can get it all set up. It's actually really simple. So on the left-hand side, you'll see all the available default fields that come already in your workspace. And then you'll also see I have a custom field here that I created. So I did that by clicking here, add custom field. We want to create an email custom field so that we can add to our form an email field for our users to enter their email address so that we can use it, send them emails and automations. We're going to go here, click plus add custom field. I'm going to delete this one, so I'll show you how I create it from scratch. We're going to go to create new field up here. We're going to call this email. And for the field type, we're going to select email. Then we're just going to click the create button down here. Now that we have this email field set up, we're going to click over here to go back to our form. And on our form, on the left, you'll see now we have this email custom field. I'm going to drag that from the left-hand side into the form over here and let go. And here we see it says email. I'm going to change this to say your email. And the reason for that is because if we go and click on the viewing tab, we'll see what this looks like to the user when they're filling out our form. You can see now it's nice and user-friendly. It says your email. So we're going to go back to editing. Over here, I'm going to grab the start date field and I'm going to drag that under email and let go. I'm going to rename start date to say today's date. And next, I'm going to drag the task description. Now I'm going to put that here under today's date. And I'm going to change this, the name of this, instead of task description, it's going to say your issue. And the user will fill out their issue there. And finally, just for the sake of keeping this simple, I'm going to drag in another attachment, or I'm going to drag in another custom field, the attachment custom field, and drop that down here. And I'm just going to put supporting files. And now if we go over to viewing, we can see all of our custom fields are here. A user can enter their email, today's date, their issue, and they can drag supporting files for their issue here as well. And you'll notice actually really quick before I submit that, you can turn any of these fields on your form off so that you can turn off the requirement toggle here, so that they don't have to be required for the form to be submitted. I'm going to turn that off for supporting files because users might not want to, maybe they don't need to send a supporting file or whatever. So come back over here, fill this out really quick again. Boom, computer blue screen, issue, and we're going to click submit. So now we submit our form, we go and we click over here in the list view for our list, we can see now that a task was created for our form submission. Now, this was the one that I did earlier while testing, so I'm going to delete that, but this is the one that just got created, right? Yep, here we go. And cool, we can see that it has a task name, the date, and the time that this was submitted. We can see the user's issue here in the task description. We also see this email custom field was filled out, and this is the user's email. So that's super handy. What we can do now is, let's head back over here. We need to turn on the email ClickUp and the custom task IDs ClickUp. So if we go back and we click our profile photo icon in the top right, and we go down to settings, and from the left-hand sidebar we click Click Apps, and in the search right here for the Click Apps, we're going to first type in email. We're going to click to toggle this on. I already have it toggled on from earlier. I did that myself. And you want to turn on post replies to emails as threaded replies instead of new comments. What that does is we're going to send emails from within our task to our users to the email addresses that they have there that they added in their form submission. And when we send that email, when the user responds, the response will come back into the task. So it's all going to be kept in a nice little threaded reply, so we can easily keep track of it and keep it organized. So that is what I recommend there. So now that you have email ClickUp turned on, let's go ahead and type in custom task ID. We want to toggle this on and turn it on for the space where our ticketing system space. So that way we can use custom task IDs. I set this up and I gave it a unique little prefix here. I called it tech support, SPT for support. And yeah, and so that's super handy. Now let's go back to our tech support space, our ticketing system, customer support, click back into our task. Now you can see over here it shows the custom task ID in the top, so we know that this ID is now associated with this user's query, their issue that we're working to resolve for them, which is super handy. If we click down here in the comment section, you can see there's a comment bubble, but right over here there is a send email bubble. If we click that, it's going to ask you if you haven't yet set up email for your workspace. After turning on that email ClickUp, it's going to ask you to enter an email here, connect your email so that you can send emails from that email address. So go ahead and do that really quickly if you haven't yet. In the to field, I'm just going to go ahead and use the same email address for testing purposes. So it's just going to send it over to my test email. For the subject, you would just put in something like RE computer blue screen issue, and then we put in our custom task ID here. And so you just can refer to the ID easily, find it, and whatnot. And then over here, you would just type in your reply to the user. We would go ahead and send our email. Now you can see it sent right here. Over in our email inbox, the user would then receive our email. They could reply back. And once they reply, that response will quite shortly appear here in this email section right here. And we will be able to see it as a threaded reply. So you see one unread, one reply. We click this. Now you can see here's my initial message that I sent to the user. And here is their reply back. So it keeps it all in a nice little thread, and you can keep track of it very nicely. So that's all fine and dandy. This is how you would manually send emails to the user. They would send them back, and the entire conversation would flow like that. Now, let's say right after a user submits a form request, right? They have an issue, and they want, they reach out for help with something. We want to set up an automation now. As soon as they send in a form submission, we automatically send an email to the user letting them know that we received that and that we will be following up with them shortly. So we're going to go here, we're going to click on automations for our list. We're going to go to this browse section right here, and we're going to go down to email. We're going to set up an email automation. I'm going to go to when task created, then send email, this one right here. And we're going to select our email that we set up for our workspace right here. Select it. And I'm going to go ahead and leave all of these on just for the sake of simplicity. We're going to go ahead and fill this out. It automatically uses our email address right here that we set up for the workspace. And what you can do, which is really cool, is when you want to send a response back to the user for their form submission, you would just click this right here. This is the email custom field that we created for our list. So when a user fills out our form, their email address is saved to this email custom field right here. So if we click this in the to field, now this will automatically fill in the user's email that they submitted in their form submission. We could CC ourselves or anybody that we need to, or BCC, and we're not going to worry about that. For the subject, we could just put like, thank you. Actually, I think a better way to do this would be RE, and then we could put like, task ID. Your bug report, and then the task ID. And the task ID will be the task ID of the task that is created for the user's query, for their issue, for their submission. And then in the body, we've received your query and will help you soon. Right? You can put whatever you need here. You could also click one of these to have this information pre-filled there too, and whatnot. For the sake of simplicity though, we're just going to click create. Now, let's go ahead and test this. We're going to fill out our form submission. We're going to put, our email address here again. We're going to come back over here, fill out our email address. We're going to select today's date, issue, computer broken, and we're going to click submit. So when we submit this, it will create a new task, just like last time. We should see that the email automation fired. Here we go. Our email automation fired, and it sent this email over to my email. Should see it right here. Yep. RE, your bug report, and there's our custom task ID. So we know exactly, the user knows exactly what their ID for their issue is, and they now see this. So super handy. They can also reply right here. Reply right here. And if they reply right here, we should see that reply pop up here. Yep, there we go. And now reply right here. So that's a good way to initially start off the conversation too. So if someone emails in, say, hey, we received your request, so on and so forth. If the user responds back with some more information, you can follow up in the thread right there. So this is a really short, quick, simple way to get a ticketing system set up for your workspace. Now you could take this further and you could set up dashboards. Go over here and set up dashboards to get an overall view of how many tickets are being created, how many are being solved. And you could take this further as well with in each ticket for your reps. You would have them mark each ticket as complete or within a certain status if it's pending or being processed or waiting on technical support. You could create little statuses for that too. You could add more custom fields for your form, right? You could go ahead and copy the link and share that directly with users, or you could embed the form directly on your website as well by clicking here and going to embed this. So you could embed this on your actual website for users to fill out the form and submit it directly from your website and collect all of those responses here and have them work through. So I hope that this video was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments below, and have a great day.